Hello and welcome to the next in a series of short introductory videos to DB2 administration tool and object comparison tools. In this one, we're going to look at some of the basics of generating DDL, how to create DDL from scratch, that type of thing. So generally, right. So into the main panel, and if I wanted to start from scratch, DDL. Here I can have a look at exactly what I want to do. So let's go and try and create a table. So I'm going to create a table called create it, and I could do like, but I'm going to go for number of columns 2. And we're asked to input the columns. So C1 imagination, jar 1, no, default of yes, and C2 will integer. So again, I could go for more, but we'll just stick with 2. So along here, I can start running the create, or I can define primary keys on it. But let's have a look at table options. So let's say we want to do a PBR. So yes, I want to do that, and we're going to put it in buffer. So I've got, as you can see, other options to do there, but I've asked for PBR. So it's asking me what do I want to partition on. And I'm going to choose that one as the first column. And there we go. So now I need to tell it how am I going to partition it. So now you know why I use the character 1. So I can do L and Z. So there we go. That's the partitioning. I've asked for two parts, and there we go. So that's how the partitions are going to be created. Clear 3 out of there, and there's other things I could go and change, but again, it's a short video to just see the process. So let's go and create this. I have on my prompt options, I've got it to prompt me for each time I'm going to run a command, basically so I can show what's happening. So with this prompt on, I can now see that what I'm going to run, so I can execute the statement. I could go and edit the statement if I see something obviously wrong. I can create a batch job. So if I'm doing a lot of work, I can create it as a batch job and submit that. Or I can add it to a work statement list. So I could do lots of pieces of work, and I could add them to work statement lists, and then I could go and run the work statement list once I'm finished. But let's execute the statement. And there we go. That create is done. So if we come out here, if we have a look at the table, create it is there. And there we go. See, create is there. We can have a look at the table space. It's implicit table spaces, parts, 2 parts. There we go. So again, that's all in there. So if you really want to go and start from scratch, not many people do. So let's look at our other options. Go back to my favorite database. There we go. So yes. So I want to create a new table space. If I just want to see what the DDL is for that object, I can do DDL. And there we go. It has come up with that, and I can go in and I can change this. Let's make it video 3, and I can change any of these options. And I want to run it, so I'm going to execute it. And again, the same screen that I see, I could keep adding to it. So let's just execute, and there we go. That's now executed. And if I do a refresh. There we go. Video 3 is at the bottom. See, it's taken all the attributes of the previous one. So let's go and have a look at. So let's go and have a look at the other way of doing it, which is probably more useful if you're generating lots of things, is the generate command. So what this will do is I've started at a table space level. So I've got create tables. I can choose what I want to generate from there. So I can take authorities. I can take all the options. I can even go back up and grab the database if I wanted. I can change the object schemas. I can change other parameters, storage groups, etc. I can go and use masks. We saw masks in the previous video, so that will allow me to do greater changes. And again, how do I want to run it? Do I want to add it to a work set list? How do I want to write it out to a data set? I'm not going to. I'm going to run it in foreground. I can run it in batch. I can do everything. So if I can just hit that now, I've now generated that database. So here we go. I've created a table space. It's in the same table. So this is exactly what we have here. And here we have the table that's in it. Then we're going to have any indexes, views, other objects. And it will keep going through. We're adding RI onto this object. So that will generate, that is that object again. I could have executed that. I could have made changes. I could have run it, but you've seen that process. In the same way that on the migrate video, we used masks to do multiple changes. I could have done that while doing this. So that's the way, easy ways to doing DDL changes, creating DDL for a single object, for a hierarchy of objects, or from scratch if you want it. Again, very nice and simple. Generate it. You can change it automatically. You can run it, and everything will be done. Okay, I told you it's a short video, so thank you very much for listening.